Listen, the definition of racism will get an update in the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Okay.
The move comes after recent college graduate Kennedy Mitchum emailed the editors of Merriam-Webster to express her frustration over its definition of racism, a belief that race is the primary determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority over a particular race. I am glad they're updating this. Times have changed, honey. Times have changed.
Some things are still the same, but times have definitely changed, and I think it's important that they update this. Really.
Yep, time for an update.
Now, Mitchum reached out to Merriam-Webster to express her concerns, and she says she got an editor to get back to her quickly after some conversation. She says Merriam-Webster agreed to update the definition. Kennedy Mitchum said racism is prejudice combined with social and institutional power.
Now, so
that's absolutely correct. We've seen it with, all of us trying to get a job. You know,
all the time,
in this media
right?
business. You know what I mean?
That's a whole other topic.
Yeah, it's a whole other conversation.
You know, there are people in certain positions who want to ensure that only their kind stay in positions.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate that they go that route. But it is what it is.
Even
it
getting
continues to happen.
homes. I mean, I witnessed it even like trying to get an apartment. As soon as they see you in person, they're like, you know what? Actually, we found somebody.
Sometime in Georgia book by its cover. It's unfortunate.
Okay.
Now, editors have conceded that the entry has not been rewritten in decades. Merriam-Webster editor-at-large Peter Sokolowski told the Times adding the new definition will be an improvement of the wording. The editors added, we have concluded that omitting any mention of the systemic aspect of racism promotes a certain viewpoint in itself. It also does a disservice to readers of all races.
Good, because we need to give that a textbook definition. Because sometimes you see these trolls on here, well, that's not racism. You just, well, actually now, according to this dictionary, it is now racism.
Yeah,
Boom.
we had to update that, definitely.
Well, can people of color be racist? Let me ask you guys that.
Ooh,
no.
that's
It's a really tricky thing.
Yeah, that's tricky because I feel like they can be prejudiced, you know, and I've seen it.
Sometimes I feel like prejudice and racism kind of
It
cross
so
over in certain
coincides.
ways.
Yeah,
I mean, look, growing up, my mom wanted to get me out of a certain neighborhood because of the drug dealers and things that went on. I moved to the county. I had my own cousins calling me a sellout because I was living in a white neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Because my mom was trying to make things better for me. So sometimes we do it within ourselves.
I think that was just a lack of a worldview. I mean, all of us have been through that, chasing these dreams. Sometimes they just don't understand because they haven't seen anything else. But we haven't seen anything else because we've been locked away in these neighborhoods, not given the opportunities.
They have to be educated.
Stop and frisk, all these things provided to us to stop us
sleep,
from
quote,
even
unquote.
leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like some of us can't even leave the hood because we've had these felonious charges put against us and whatnot. So as far as black people being racist, the oppressed can't oppress anybody else. We are the oppressed. We can't be racist towards somebody. We aren't stopping white people
let me stop you
from
right there.
getting jobs.
I have a question then. Does racism have to do with power or attitude towards a race?
It is, I believe
I
it's.
think it depends.
Go ahead, Bree.
I think it depends on the race. Really. I mean, I don't know. So you asked, does racism have to do with power or attitude towards a race? I think it depends, one, how you were brought up. It could be attitude towards a race because of what your parents said or what your grandparents said. That's just how you grew up. And that's just what all you know.
Yeah, sometimes
like
it's all
earlier,
you know,
Kane.
which is unfortunate in some cases.
It's the old Chris Rock joke. There isn't a single white person that would trade places with Chris Rock, and he's rich. You know what I mean? Some white people hold on to that. That's why we got to get rid of white supremacy. Because white supremacy means at the end of the day, it don't matter if I'm poor, if I'm in bed, if whatever.
It still feel like they have the power.
Let's reel it back really quick.
Because the color of your skin.
Let's reel it back real quick. So what's the difference between racism and discrimination? Or is there a difference between the two?
See, and that's what I was saying earlier.
Here's my thing. I feel like discrimination, you can, like, when you discriminate, that's through hiring. You know what I mean? When you're hiring somebody or interviewing them, you discriminate against them. And I just feel like, you know,
I think that's
racism.
racism.
What if, that is racist. What if you don't want to hire somebody if they are a certain
discrimination
ethnicity?
Can stop you from, you know what I mean, from earning that money. There's a lot of people that do that.
I think discrimination is more like you see with, like, Christians hating Jews. You know, I discriminate because you worship a different God. However, a Christian and a Jew will team up real quick to ensure a black person ain't.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people, let me tell you, Kane, a lot of people discriminate a Mexican real quick because they're like, I don't know if she got education or she knows the language.
I know Mexicans discriminate against blacks too. There are some Mexicans who also hate blacks.
Or is it racism? Is it the same thing?
That's
These
why
are questions that we got to keep.
overlap.
They overlap so much. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Soulmate, send us your thoughts on all of this because we can go on forever. And we will by sending your comments to
Yes.
The Black Report at FoxSoul.tv.